This is really interesting. A YouTube creator named Shoe0nHead, who has even more YouTube subscribers than we do, if you can imagine that. It's hard to believe, but she does. She went to a Trump rally and she asked Trumpists, do you think burning the American flag should be legal or illegal? Okay, and then there are subsequent questions. So let's look at some initial clips and start to get a sense of this.
I would say no.
No, I do not.
I think it's treason.
No.
I do not believe that it should be legal. However, asterisk, I believe in freedom of speech.
Absolutely. However,
Hell no.
well, no, it's not very patriotic.
You can't burn any flag. It's disrespectful to everybody.
Okay.
Of course not. It's a sacred particle.
In Boy Scouts, I learned that to retire a flag, you burn it. So I don't think it's like inherently wrong.
I think that's blasphemy. I will judge you, but I know I don't think you should be arrested.
I would have no respect for the person who did that, but I don't think you should get a crime and put them in jail for it.
Should it be legal to burn the American flag?
I believe in the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So I would not do it, but I would support the right for somebody to do it.
I think when you make it illegal, you're going down a slippery slope.
I believe that as a First Amendment right, that you do have the right to burn the American flag. And I'm a veteran.
Oh, okay.
It disgusts me that people that do.
So some interesting responses there, and it's fine that not everybody has the same opinion. Some say you should not be allowed to burn the American flag. Some say that you should. Some say that you should, but they wouldn't do it, or it should be legal, but they find it disgusting. The funny and the interesting ones are the people who say it should be illegal, but I support the First Amendment. I support the First Amendment, but when it comes to burning the flag, that's just a bit too far. Now, interestingly, the topic with a bunch of these folks becomes the Black Lives Matter flag. As you might know, you may have heard that some right-wingers were cited for burning a Black Lives Matter flag at a church during a prior protest. The issue is it's not an analogous situation. The issue with the Black Lives Matter flag was that it was someone's private property and it was taken from church property. Could have been a flag of anything. What was relevant was not that it was a Black Lives Matter flag. There's certainly nothing sacred or protected about a Black Lives Matter flag. So there's some confusion here.
I really don't like people burning the American flag. The Proud Boys burned a BLM flag. If that's illegal, it should definitely be illegal to burn the American flag. If it's your property, then perhaps it should be legal, I think.
Well, if you can, then you should be able to burn the Black Lives Matter flag and not get arrested.
Well, what if the Black Lives Matter flag is someone else's property?
If you steal someone's flag and burn it, that's a whole different story.
Now, of course, that's exactly what was at issue in the Black Lives Matter flag incident a few months ago. Someone's flag was stolen while people were trespassing onto the church's property. So a lot of these folks seizing on that to try to create an analogous situation where there isn't one. In this next clip, you have military veterans who disagree with each other on this issue. We're going to hear from vets who have different perspectives on this.
Do you think it should be legal to burn the American flag?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Because the Constitution says you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want free speech censored at all.
I mean, it's a First Amendment issue. Somebody wants to burn it. I suppose I support the right. I serve in the military to support people's rights to do a lot of weird things that I don't agree with.
No.
No?
No, I've served in the military. That's not what I serve for.
It's a free country. People want to do something, then it's their right to do it as long as you're not hurting other people.
I don't care what you do.
Trump 2020 YouTube.
It should not be legal. Not in this country.
Definitely not.
No?
Never burn the person that burns the flag.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not? Absolutely not. No.
Heck no.
It's unacceptable, period.
Should it be legal?
Not really.
Not be legal? Literally wearing something that says the First Amendment, and he's like, no, it should be illegal.
Hell no.
Hell no?
Hell no. I think anybody should burn the American flag should have their ass stomped.
No, I don't.
No?
I think that's disrespecting them.
So disrespect should be illegal.
Now, that's really interesting. Some vets saying, yes, I fought in order to make that something that is okay, even if I don't like it. And other vets saying, no, that should be against the law. And then the follow up. Now, this is really what I find maybe the most interesting. For folks who said, yes, burning the flag should be against the law, they were asked, what should the punishment be? What should the consequences be for burning a flag? Take a listen to this.
They should not be a citizen of America anymore.
Where should they go?
Where should they go? Cuba, Russia, Germany, China. Deported. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Stripped of citizenship, deported to Cuba, Russia, Germany, or China. Now, Germany's inclusion there is weird. I'm guessing they're sort of saying like World War II era Germany. I guess it's a Nazi reference. But what's interesting is that Cuba, Russia, and China are certainly more in the direction of places where flag burning might also be banned. And what's very interesting is that this gets us back to the idea of so many of the folks who say, if you don't like it, leave it. If you don't like X about the United States, go somewhere else. Typically, the places they think of going to are not the places that actually make sense politically, both for the people that are on the right and the people that are on the left when you start pointing to authoritarian countries. But in any case, that's sort of another discussion. Let's look at a little more about what should the punishment be.
The first thought that came to my mind, I'm not going to say, burn them.
Burn them?
How about exportation?
Where would you export them to?
Antarctica is nice this time of year.
In this country, there's treason sent by that.
You can't hang them without them kind of good. I was thinking tar and feather, but no. Send them to jail for 30 days.
President Trump said 1 year in jail.
1 year in jail? You agree?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
I think anybody that is caught burning the flag should be hung.
Just get their ass whooped
On the spot.
They're incarcerating people for burning the Black Lives Matter sign. I mean, come on, and not doing anything to people that burn an American flag. This country's backwards.
The Black Lives Matter flag is someone else's property. Do you think that's different?
No, I don't. It's not national property.
Burn them, export them, not deport them, export them like a sack of soybeans, death sentence, hang them, tar and feather, 30 days in jail, a year in jail, beat them up, etc. Extraordinarily authoritarian. For the people complaining that even banning someone on Twitter is a restriction of First Amendment rights, even though Twitter is not the government, deportation, prison, death for burning a flag, that's what you call ignorant authoritarian nationalism. It's nationalistic in the idea of the flag as this sacred thing. It's authoritarian in that it imposes extraordinarily authoritarian points of view or government actions on people. And it's ignorant in that it misunderstands, the reality of what is the First Amendment, what is the difference between a government limiting speech versus a Twitter or a Facebook enforcing terms of service. Now, of course, legally burning a flag is speech. It's symbolic speech per Texas v. Johnson in 1989. There have been flag burning amendments proposed over time to outlaw burning the flag, but flag burning is legal. This is interesting because you actually see the split between more traditional conservatism and Trumpian authoritarian faux populism, or, as I just mentioned, ignorant authoritarian nationalism. That's a lot of isms, but it's a lot of incompetence as well. So you may need a lot of isms to describe it. Actual conservatives might dislike flag burning, but they know that this is a very black and white issue. It's legal, it's speech, and it's fundamentally American that it is legal to burn flags. They don't have to like it, but they would understand that. The Trump cultists, the faux populists, the authoritarian nationalists, etc. Trump has said jail people for burning the flag. They are essentially as authoritarian as Trump, so they go for it just like Donald Trump did. And this will be a split that we're going to have to track in the Republican Party over the next couple of years. And we're going to talk in the next story. We're directly talking about this. But this is definitely a division within the current Republican Party. Now, my perspective would be flag burning is legal, should be legal. There's nothing sacred. My goal would be, let's make this a country where everyone is so proud and satisfied with how it's being run that nobody feels the need to burn a flag in protest. That's my perspective on this. And of course, it should be legal, and it is legal, period.